Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgie here from Allendale's trading floor. It's October 22nd, and I want to start things off today by making sure that I invite every one of you guys out there to our conference that's coming up January 25th and 26th. Certainly check your calendars, see if you're able to make it out there. We've got some great presenters this year, very exciting speakers, and want to make sure that we've got a seat reserved for you. So we've got a special running to the end of the month, so give us a call. And we'll make sure that we get you signed up. But as far as the markets today, a rather quiet day. Corn down 1/4 cent. Now it spent most of the time a little higher. We sold off right near the close, but finishing down 1/4 cent. Very light volume. As far as beans, up 12 1/4, with wheat up 5 3/4. So a little higher for corn, for beans and wheat. But still, overall, very sideways trade once we had opened things up this morning, and not a lot of movement there. So a lot of guys this week, we're going to be watching a few things. First off, we're going to watch on a lot of the support and resistance area, the sideways range that we've been in. We've got to hold some of this resistance or support here at this point. Otherwise, we're going to see our next bigger move. But as far as stuff coming up here and things to watch, there's not a lot of fundamental news out there that's going to push this thing around. We are 87% harvested right now for corn. We were 60% a year ago. Beans at 80% right now versus 77 a year ago. And wheat, we're 81% planted at this point versus 79. So not that big, but we are still way ahead of pace here for corn and beans. But to the market right now, I don't think that matters. We need to maybe keep in mind here some of these outside markets. We've got the election coming up here in the next few weeks. That may try to push some of these markets around here, at least in the short term. But like I said, very quiet here overall. The dollar, 2 cents higher. Crude oil, though, dropping back $1.45. So heating oil, unleaded gas, we've seen some pretty good declines there. But crude oil falling back down below that $90 a barrel mark. 89 right now is where that sits. So continue watching that. If we start to see some money come out of some of the energy markets, got to be careful in the grains. We've got the funds right now long quite a bit of corn and beans, and we may see them try to reflect some of their positions to what happens in some of these other outside markets. As far as livestock today, fat cattle down at only 5 cents. That's after that cattle on feed report that was a little friendly, but I think what that's told us here is that these pullbacks that we get in the cattle market probably still are going to be looked at as buying opportunities yet. Box beef came in very strong once again today. Choice $1.34 higher, select up 25 cents. So that's continuing to push. And cash cattle, we're expecting to see that maybe steady a little higher this week again, and that may keep more of a firm tone on the cattle market here as we go throughout the week. There was a cold storage report here this afternoon, and basically came out right along with the average guess as far as beef and storage. So not a lot of movement from that, and that's not going to be a big market mover, as it might be here for hogs. That cold storage in the hogs ended up recording a record supply of pork here at the end of September. That's in a market right now that has been trending higher. We've been waiting to see what this cash market does and where that's going to go. Well, now we've got this on top of that, and we've got to be careful here. This December hogs, we typically do peak out. I know we've mentioned that before, usually this time of year and maybe into the next couple months. But the cash market has been strong. The cash market's been what's kept these markets where they're at, or at least the hogs. We've got to be careful. We start to see that cash market peak and start to turn south. We could see these futures lead to way down. So be careful there. We got to keep an eye on that because hogs were down $1 today. It's one of the largest declines that we've seen for hogs since the beginning of the month. So it's been a while since we've seen a sharp setback, and this was our first one. So be careful with that. We got to see how that looks here again tomorrow, but watch the cash market for the hogs. Overnight in the grains, I do suspect we're probably going to see just some choppy trade and maybe end up staying quiet. But I think that we found a comfortable range here for corn and beans, and we're probably going to stay in that range maybe for the next few weeks or so. But always feel free to give us a call over here, 800-262-7538, or check us out on the web, Allendale-inc.com. I hope you guys had a great day today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.